Good morning, library explorers. I'd like to welcome you all to a corner of my backyard here. This is our Nature in the Neighborhood program. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite creatures. I find it so magical and just has some of the best memories for me. Have you ever spent a summer night catching lightning bugs? Some people call them fireflies. Well, I have so many times. And I'm hoping that some of you will go out and do the same thing. I want to start with a little story. This is a handmade bug catcher that was given to me by my grandfather when I was probably 4 years old. It holds a special place in my heart because it makes me think of my grandfather and of those so many summer nights that we would spend carefully watching for fireflies, staying up after night, and then getting to look a little bit closer at them after we caught them, and then releasing them so they could go on with their firefly lives. But anyway, I do want to show you a few things about fireflies today and how you can have an excellent firefly night with your family. So if you want to learn a little bit more about fireflies, there's a few videos that you can watch.
If you are interested in fireflies, you will love helping the researchers with the Massachusetts Audubon and with Tufts University to study the populations of fireflies in communities all over the country. So this is a website, it's through the Massachusetts Audubon, and it's the Firefly Watch program. I've already created an account. If you're interested, you need to set up an account and then you do your firefly observations, and then you'll come in here and submit your observations. And I'm going to show you how I submit my observations so that you can see the things that you'll be looking for if you decide to become a citizen scientist through this project. Your commitment would be a 10-minute time once a week during firefly season, which is June through September. If you can't do every week, that's okay. All data is good data. So you'll be looking for about 10 minutes, and during that 10-minute period, you will be recording what you see in a 10-second window. So it's really not a lot of time, and it's a lot of fun. So let's submit what I saw last time. I've already recorded my locations. So this is my house, and we're going to add my observations to it. And add what we saw. So this was actually back on the 7th. And this was a little tricky. I'm just going to go with mowed lawn here because it was part of my lawn. And yes, it has been mowed. It's 80 degrees. There was no precipitation. No breeze. It was hot. It was a clear night. The moon was out. And there was light visible near the habitat. So we were kind of in the back corner of my yard. And we were out at about 9:30. Alrighty. Oops. And so you have 10-second observations, and you just stand in one place and see what you can see. So the first 10 seconds we saw 3, so it's 1 to 5. The second 10 seconds we just saw 2. And then the third 10 seconds we didn't see any. I suspect we were a little bit late in the evening. And we saw just one flash pattern. You'll want to see if you can figure out the different flash patterns, whether it's like a double flash or just like flash, 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 or flash, 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 because each different species has its own flash pattern. We just saw a single flash. And we ended at 9:40. And nothing to add, and that's it. Here's the summary, and we go ahead and submit it. So I hope that some folks give this a try, because the more data they can get, the more they can study how the populations of fireflies are being affected. They're really trying to decide.
Did you know that fireflies are not a fly, lightning bugs are not a bug. These two common names really don't represent the group that the fireflies are in. They are really a type of beetle. Beetles have a hard set of external wings, and if you look at a lightning bug, you will see those wings on its back. Another interesting fact about lightning bugs is the lightning bugs we see flying around, blinking, doing their shows at nighttime. That is the adult stage of that insect. They spend most of their time as a small larva underneath the rotting leaves or underneath logs. Maybe you'd find them in your garden. They are actually carnivores, and they will munch things like snails and slugs and worms. So leave those things around to have food for the lightning bugs. Another interesting thing about lightning bugs, did you know that their eggs and the larva actually glow? Maybe you can find that when you're out at night sometime. I have never found lightning bug eggs. That would be a bucket list item for me for sure. Another thing people wonder about lightning bugs is, why do they light up? Well, there's a few reasons. They light up to attract a mate, so mainly for communication. The males are the ones that fly around, and they blink a specific pattern. And a female might be resting on somewhere low, like under a leaf or on a leaf, and they'll see that pattern and they can blink if that's the same species. So they communicate to each other. But another tricky reason they light up is actually to attract prey. Some lightning bugs will flash to try to mimic the lighting pattern of another species of fireflies. And then when the fireflies come closer, it's lunchtime. They'll actually gobble them right up. So the flashing is definitely a form of communication. And there are, just to make it even more tricky, there are some fireflies that don't light up at all. So those are just a few fun facts about fireflies. Let's use what we've learned so far to think of ways we could attract more lightning bugs to our neighborhood. We know that lightning bugs are insects, so one of the most important things, do not use any insecticides, any pesticides in your lawn. If you use them, those will kill the larva of the lightning bugs, and that's where they spend most of their entire life cycle, is as a larva. Another thing you can do, simply leave the leaves in your garden. Look down here. Here's in this garden right here, which is really not much of a garden, but these leaves are excellent habitat, excellent shelter for so many different insects. So save yourself a step. Don't rake the leaves out of your garden. Leave them for the insects. Another step you can take is just leave some spaces that are a little bit more overgrown, which is exactly what's happening behind me. This is by no means a cared for garden, but I've let this area grow up to give habitat, give shelter for different species, especially for lightning bugs. In this part of my yard is where we see the most lightning bugs because they do have a place to hide back here. One more thing that you can do is make sure you're keeping your lights low. Remember we said that lightning bugs use their lights as a way to communicate? If you have your entire neighborhood lit up, the lightning bugs aren't going to be able to see each other very well. So only use lights in the spaces where you're actually going to be, and only have those lights on when you're really using them. That will give them a better space to communicate. So these are a few things that you can skip doing to provide a better habitat for lightning bugs. It's been 9 hours, but we are ready to go on our lightning bug adventure. This is my daughter Lydia, and she is going to help us out today. She has a insect net. This is what we'll be catching our lightning bugs with. It's a nice fine net that is very lightweight, so it will not injure them at all. We also have the bug catcher of mine. There we go. And Lydia has one just like this that her grandfather made her. Just wanted to use mine. And we also brought a jar to get a closer look at them. So these things rolling around in here, we have some potatoes cut up in there, and that just gives them a little bit humidity so that they don't dry up. Nope, they look like rocks, but they're actually potatoes for a little bit of moisture. And what did we bring here, Lydia?
Magnifying glass, that's off, Marco.
To get a closer look. So we are not going to keep our lightning bugs in here very long at all. Just going to get a better look, and then we'll release them because they just have a few nights to do their lightning bug thing and get on with life.
Of mating.
So wish us luck. We are going to try to find some lightning bugs here tonight. Hoping we're not too late. We had a few setbacks, but let's see what we can find. We are about 15 minutes into our firefly adventure, and still no fireflies. But that's okay. We have seen some fireflies. We have just not had any success catching them. They have been up high or in the neighbors' yards. But we are still trying, and we're going to give it a few more minutes, and hopefully we'll get some. Well, here we are. Still no fireflies, right, Lyd?
No siree.
But we still had a fun night. It was pretty hot out here tonight. So hopefully we'll try another night and we'll catch something and get a better chance to look at it. So if we do get out another night, I'll be sure to post a video in the comments section. So if you and your family make it out to catch some fireflies, I'd love to see a video of it. We also, in a great turn of irony, as we were going in for the evening, we found this firefly right here by the front door light, and it's going to get back to doing its firefly business, but we saw one firefly for everyone. We've had a chance to watch our lone little firefly of the evening for a bit. We've been able to see it flashing a few times. We've been able to watch it grooming its antennas, and now it's time to let it go so that it can go back with the other fireflies and do its firefly things. I'm glad we had a chance to get to see one up close. I hope you and your family get to go out and see the fireflies this summer too. Thanks for tuning in. Bye!
Adios.